Today we're going to identify features of an instructions text. Today, to be successful, you will find the how-to heading, that you will need subheading, you will find lists, numbered instructions, diagrams and labels. You will find bossy verbs in the present tense, expanded noun phrases, time conjunctions and adverbs. You will also find an introduction and a conclusion. Think, what are instruction texts? What instruction texts did we look at yesterday? Which did we follow? What do you think you need to include when you are creating and writing an instruction text? Now read this instructions text here on the PowerPoint, or read it on a piece of paper by clicking on the attachment on the Edmodo page. How to make a Chinese paper lantern. Here are some simple, clear instructions that show you how to make a Chinese paper lantern. You will need materials: coloured card or paper, or plain paper if you do not have coloured. Coloured pens, pencils or crayons, sequins or glitter. This is only optional, you don't need this. Ribbon. This is again optional, you do not need this. Equipment: scissors, glue or sticky tape. 1. First fold the paper or card in half lengthways. 2. Secondly, hold the card or paper horizontally from the folded edge and use the scissors to cut lines which go from the fold down towards the edge of the card or paper. Make sure that the cuts stop before the edge of the card. 3. Next, open the card or paper out and lay it flat so that you can decorate it. If you have glue, spread the glue over the paper or card and cover it in glitter or sequins. Otherwise, use crayons or pencils to colour the lantern neatly in Chinese New Year themed colours and pictures. 4. When it is completely dry, bend the paper or card around into a cylinder shape. Use sticky tape or glue to hold it in place firmly. 5. Finally, make a handle for the lantern. Attach a thin strip of ribbon, paper or card to the top of the lantern on the inside. Now you have made a colourful Chinese lantern. You are ready to celebrate the final day of Chinese New Year. Think, what is the purpose of how to make a Chinese paper lantern? Who is the audience for how to make a Chinese paper lantern? Think, what features do you need to include when writing an instructions text? Look at all the features below. Some of them are features that you will need to include, some of them are not. Here are the features of an instructions text. I used a how-to heading. I used an introduction to hook the reader. I used a you will need subheading. I gave 2 lists, equipment and materials. I used numbered instructions in the right order. I used a bossy verb in the present tense to begin each instruction. I linked diagrams to instructions. I used labels and captions. I included a short conclusion. Watch the teacher find different features of this instructions text. You will see that there are numbered instructions in the right order, starting from numbers 1 and going to 5. These are below the what you do heading. You will see that on the left-hand side of the text there is a what you need subheading, and then underneath that there is a list of items that you need. If you look to the very top of the text, there is a how-to heading. It says how to plant a sunflower seed. There are bossy verbs throughout the instructions. So the bossy verbs are action words telling someone what to do. So some of the bossy verbs are fill, add, put, cover, pour. There are also 2 pictures, and underneath one of the pictures there is a caption that says planting a seed. There is also an adverb. An adverb is an ly word that describes the verb and shows how the action is being carried out. The adverb is carefully. The teacher has completed the feature checklist for how to plant a sunflower. She has recorded what features she has found. How to heading. How to plant a sunflower. Introduction. There is no introduction. You will need subheading. There is a what you need subheading. Two lists. There is one list of equipment and materials together. Some of the equipment and materials listed are a small pot, soil, seeds. Numbered instructions. There are instructions 1 to 5 and they are in the right order. Bossy verb. The bossy verbs are fill, add, put, cover and pour. Adverb. The adverb is carefully. Diagrams. There is a picture of a person planting a seed and there is a sunflower plant. Labels and captions. There is a caption for a picture which says planting a seed. Short conclusion. There is no conclusion but there is a top tip. Year 1, stop here and do this activity. Read the How to Make a Jam Sandwich instructions text. Write down a list of all the features that you spot, like what the teacher did for how to plant a sunflower. How to make a jam sandwich. Here are some simple instructions showing you how to make a jam sandwich. You will need 2 slices of bread, a knife, butter. 1. First get 2 slices of bread. 2. Next use the knife to spread some butter on both slices. 3. After that use a knife to spread the jam on top of the butter on one of the slices of bread. 4. Then put 1 slice of bread on top of the other to make a sandwich. 5. After that, cut the sandwich in half with the knife. 6. Finally eat it. Now you have made a jam sandwich. Enjoy. Now it's your turn. 1. Look at the instructions text, how to make a Chinese paper lantern, and find the features that it has. 2. Draw a grid like the one below and write the different features that you can find. Or write a list of the different features that you can find, just like what the teacher has done for how to plant a sunflower seed. Here is a large version of the grid for you to use. Here are the answers. Did you get it right? There is a how-to heading which says how to make a Chinese paper lantern. There is an introduction sentence which reads, here are some simple clear instructions that show you how to make a Chinese paper lantern. There is a you will need subheading. There are 2 lists. One list lists materials, the other list lists equipment. Answers for the next part. There are numbered instructions, so you can see there is instruction on this page. There are instructions for 2, 3 and 4. The instructions are in the right order. There are also time phrases which start each instruction, so you can see there is secondly, next. There are bossy verbs as well, telling you what to do. So some of the bossy verbs are hold, open, bend. The bossy verbs have been underlined in red. You can also see adverbs, ly ending words, which describe the verb and how the action has been carried out. You will see the adverbs underlined in blue. So we have neatly and firmly. Answers again. You will see that there is a conclusion at the very end of the instructions text. It reads, now you have made a colourful Chinese lantern. You are ready to celebrate the final day of Chinese New Year. Here are the answers to the grid for how to make a Chinese paper lantern. This shows you what features it has. How to heading. How to make a Chinese paper lantern. Introduction. The introduction in the text reads, here are some clear simple instructions that show you how to make a Chinese paper lantern. You will need subheading. There is a you will need subheading. 2 lists. There is an equipment and a materials list. Numbered instructions. There are numbered instructions 1 to 5 and they are in the right order. Bossy verb in the present tense. The bossy verbs are hold, open, bend and make. These are in the present tense. Adverbs. The adverbs are firmly and carefully. Diagrams. There is a diagram for each step of the instructions. Labels and captions. There are no labels or captions with diagrams. Short conclusion. The conclusion says, now you have made a colourful paper Chinese lantern, you are ready to celebrate the final day of Chinese New Year.